Hey, so Austin, just uploaded my intro video. That really should have been the first thing I ever uploaded. But like I said, I have a list of ideas here and I want to upload at least one right now. So I'm going to try talking about insurance right now. And, I understand the video quality may be poor or whatever, and just bear with me, please. I feel like this needs to be said. And this is stuff all these things are things that have been on my mind for years. And it's just compounded to the point where I'm finally saying my stance on these things. And I think I may have made a video before or shorts or what have you about this, but I want to try to actually do this properly. So for insurance, for those of you who don't know, in the state of Tennessee, our legislature is called the General Assembly, and it has a House of Representatives and a Senate. In the House of Representatives, in our House of Representatives, it has an entire committee dedicated to insurance. That's not even something in Congress. In Congress, there's the subcommittee under the Financial Services Committee. There's the subcommittee on housing and insurance. The and insurance was tacked on, I believe, in 2018. So the fact that at a state level, this thing has a whole committee in a legislature shows how big of an industry it is. We don't have an automotive committee. We don't have we don't have committees on very specific things. We don't have a history committee. Okay, we don't have those things, but insurance, something that gets its origin from a British pub because a guy who was financially well off overheard sailors talking about how they didn't like that, hey, when at sea, sink or swim, or just throw the stuff overboard. You gotta throw people's stuff overboard in order to lighten the load so that you don't sink, or at the very least too. I mean, if you sink, it was gonna go down anyway. So, and from my understanding, that is the origin of insurance. Again, open to criticism, comments, or anything like that. But I believe that this entire industry needs to be overhauled. Point number one, say no one can mandate you have to have insurance. Or if you are going to mandate it, we have the 16th Amendment. If the government is going to mandate it, the 16th Amendment, that's why that's there. Our income taxes are supposed to pay for public services or things for the public good. I believe that should include anything the government mandates you have to have. Hey, that house is inhospitable until you get water or sewage drainage or electricity hooked up. Throw insurance in there as well. Everybody qualifies, not if you're within a certain economic bracket, no. It's the public need. So that would be one way to deal with it. But then again, I believe we should just say no one can mandate it. No one can mandate you have renter's insurance or homeowners or natural, whatever. It should be get it or don't get it at your own risk. Furthermore, I believe it should be made that should insurance continue to exist, which I'm not against it existing, I'm against the amount of power it has. You can't deny coverage. You have a medical need, you pay insurance, it should be, cool, you've paid into us, we are going to, sorry, I have water on my nose still from the shower. It's really itchy, it's really annoying. And sorry, I don't have any editing software, I'm not good with technology, despite being 30, almost 31. But, yeah, no more denying claims. There's a life-saving medication you need. Insurance has to pay for that. The cost of medical care will go down, I believe, if insurance companies start having to pay for all of it. Hey, cool, I pay you $80 a month. Go get my $700 medication. Get rid of copays, get rid of all that. No, I pay you, you go get this. Cost of medical care will go down. Well, no, they'll just increase the premiums. Cool, then no one will have the insurance. Then no one will be able to afford it. Medical care should go down, right? What about auto insurance? And no more of this in-house, in-network nonsense. We're supposed to be a capitalistic society. Freedom of choice of wherever you wish to go. I pay you. I get to determine where I go. You pay for the services I need. If it's like a vehicle, anything other than like routine maintenance, and I would classify routine maintenance such as replacing a battery, replacing a tire, replacing the rim for the tire, getting an oil change, that stuff you're gonna do, that stuff would be routine maintenance. But if it's like, I have to get the starter replaced, I have to, if it's something you could feasibly do on your own at home and not have to be a licensed mechanic to do or be trained in it to do, there you go, like the average person, because there are some places where there's a lot of people, I know people who know how to work on cars and they're not mechanics. My dad was effectively an electrician, he just wasn't licensed. By that I mean he didn't go like do jobs and stuff. He just knew all of the stuff you need to know in order to be an electrician. But by the time he got to where he was willing to like go get the certifications, he became disabled, and it was effectively, hey, you can be disabled or you can go become an electrician, but we're not going to give you a grace period of still having your disability while you go learn to be an electrician. Because if you're or go to get certified, because if you're going to do that, then clearly you're not disabled, and we're just going to cut you off now. So literally could not go do something to potentially better his circumstance. And he could have chosen the work he would do as an electrician, and it would have been more than his disability. But it's, I don't know, the moment you go try to go better yourself, you're cut off. Now that's just, my nose is itchy, it's annoying. That was a rant, that was a tangent, I'm sorry for that. Anyway, back to insurance, and that goes on to one of the things on my list to talk about. But my point is, you, the person paying the insurance company, should get to say what quality of care you get and who you can get it from. And the insurance company has to pay. And no more denying claims. If it is an emergency situation, such as, hey, I need this medicine by this time, that is how long they have to give you the claim. None of this delaying it because they took your money and invested it and they're waiting for the investment to return, so they're delaying it. No more delaying it if it goes to court because they failed to pay out a claim by the time frame they were supposed to. If they attempt to defer the court date or defer litigation or increase the amount of time, just have it classified as obstruction of justice. Like, hey, you're being brought to court because you were supposed to pay out this claim. Like, everyone loves to crap on the poor and hold them accountable. The people who do not have money will hold them accountable, but the people who have money, they can kick the can down the road as long as they want to. No more of that. That goes into something I want to talk about, the justice system, but this is supposed to be about insurance. I'm sorry for the ramblings. That would be examples of medical care and automotive care. Hey, just housing insurance and renter's insurance by default. Anything that happens. And it's the person who lives there who should get the payout. Like the person who's actually whose home has been affected, they get the payout. Now, if there's actual structural damage to the property and it's like a rented place, that should be covered under some kind of business insurance. Renter's insurance should cover the renter. Business insurance should cover the landlord. That should just be that. I don't understand why I have to pay for this insurance, but you can get money from it. This is your business. You are operating it as a business. You should go take out insurance on this place as a business. Or you should have some kind of property insurance, while I, as a renter, have the choice to get renter's insurance. Or if you're a homeowner, no one can mandate you have to have it. I believe we should also say that anyone who is currently mandating you have to have it, hey, to get an auto loan, or to whatever, or in order to rent here, you have to have it, or whatever. No, that is now void. And just, sorry, it's very difficult for me to actually express my views to other people. So this is very alien to me. Anyway, in regard to insurance, just make it where no one can mandate it. If it is going to still be mandated, it can only be done by government, and it must be fully funded by our income tax. No restrictions on anybody or anything. You have the choice to leave whenever you wish. If the service is garbage, you can leave. It's like, well, no, you're contractually bound. It's like, well, you're not upholding your agreement of the contract. You're not paying it. You have a deadline to pay out the claim. If you refuse to do so, you go to court, and if you even try to start deferring things in court, that would be seen as obstruction of justice. If it is found you, in fact, did not pay out the claim when you were supposed to, you can now have charges of obstruction of justice brought against you if you tried to extend the court case time frame. Then that's just, now there's obstruction of justice potentially being brought up. Waste of government resources and stuff like that. But just also, you should have to have enough money to pay out all of your people you cover the maximum amount. In California, about 2-3 years ago with the wildfires, there were homeowners, their homes were just destroyed. They legally are required to have certain kinds of insurance against fires. The insurance company a lot of people had didn't pay everyone out. And as one lady put it, sometimes you rake in the dough and sometimes you pay out. That's the point of that's your job. The guys who said, hey, we don't have enough to pay everyone out, they're still multimillionaires. Well, go take out a loan. You're going to go tell them to go take out a loan. You go take out the loan. Stop punishing the people who need the service and pay for the service, especially if they're mandated to have the service. And no more of this, in order to use public roadways or in order to drive, you have to have auto insurance. No more penalizing people for not having it. Oh, you're a homeowner, but you don't have homeowner's insurance. We're going to take your home. You're going to go to jail. People would laugh. At least I would like that to be the case, but no one's laughing. Hey, you have to have medical care, or you get punished for it, like with the Affordable Care Act. And from what I understand, Trump did away with that his first year. No more penalizing people on their taxes if they didn't have health insurance. Just stop making it a headache for people. I pay you, I get to choose where I go. That's it. And I determine the quality of care. or services. There you go. Now give them some protections like, hey, you went to the doctor did a surgery, they botched the surgery, the insurance already paid for it. Cool. The insurance can mandate that the new medical care is done pro bono. Or that they're reimbursed plus damages or whatever for the first surgery that was botched. Or if you have to get your home repaired, you can, the guy botches the repairs. Okay, cool. The insurance company can go after him because they're the one who paid to have it fixed. Or your car gets worked on, but immediately, they didn't, put the lug nuts on the tire and you crashed. They had to fix the brakes or the struts or something, and didn't put the lug nuts on when they were putting the tire back on, because they had to take the tire off. Whatever, you get the point. I'm not good with cars, but you get my point. Just, there you go. These people are no longer deified. They no longer get to dictate how the rest of us function in society. And they are actually working for the people who pay them. There you go. Thank you for listening to my rambling, if anyone actually watches this, and I hope you have a good day.